Today, I'm going to dispel a myth. Hopefully, we will see. I don't even know. I'm going to find out. Guess what? All right, everybody, welcome back to the Crazy Channel. Willie here, aka the Yellow Foxbody guy. Today, I'm going to dispel a myth. Hopefully, we will see. I don't even know. I'm going to find out. I have always heard something. Heard it from day one, the time I bought my car. All convertibles were coupes in the Foxbody world before they were convertibles. We're going to find out today. I'm going to answer this question once and for all. This is a 1988 Mustang convertible. This one is my spare car, my 2.3 car. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with. I'm not going to take apart my yellow car to answer this question. I don't think they cut the top off of these cars. A lot of people, the majority of people have always heard they did, so that's what they say they did. We're going to find out today. I heard it's only the 83s, some of the early 83s got cut, and the McLarens. So there will be an asterisk. Not all convertibles were coupes, some were. And I think the ASC McLaren cars, I heard they were, because they do have an entirely separate difference. If you've ever seen one with the top down, you know, and even with the top up, the tops are completely different. There's a Mercedes top that looks just like theirs. So that's a whole different story. So I will exclude them from this story. But we're going to find out if this thing was cut all to pieces or not. And I'm going to show you a few articles right here before I get into the details of that. There was actually I've read several articles on the internet. Yes, they were all cut off. You know, some people say Cars and Concepts did it whenever they were down there doing all the conversion and adding all the stuff. Some people say, nope, Ford had a little line. They kicked over there to the side and they cut the tops back off. I don't believe they would take time to put all that stuff in there. We'll find out. I might be wrong. I don't know. Let's watch. Let's learn together. All right, guys, here's the article from Car and Driver, as you can see. But were they made as coupes or were they not? Down here it says, as a result, the Mustang convertible will be modified structurally. That's those plates under the car, and the A-pillar and a few other things. The doors got a little bit harder panels and stuff inside. At Ford, then shipped the Cars and Concept, also the subcontractor for the Chrysler LeBaron, for the installation of the convertible top, rather than tear a completed car to shreds just to install a cloth top. Ford prefers to have it built right the first time, so they didn't put a top on it. This Car and Driver article is alluding to the fact they did not cut the tops off. Alright, here's an interesting one. This is Muscle Car DIY. You go on here, and here's why a lot of people believe that it was a coupe first before it was a convertible. Let's look at fact number 21. This is 25 facts about the Ford pony car is what it is. It said most folks aren't aware that every Foxbody convertible built between 83 and 73 started life as a two-door sedan. So right there they're saying it was a coupe. River Road assembly plant line workers installed the drivetrain suspension, then chopped off the steel roof. So final construction could be handed off campus at Cars and Concepts in Brighton, Michigan. So they're saying that Ford chopped the roof off and then sent it down the road. But that is exactly what this article says. You know, don't believe everything just because you hear it and because everybody else says it. It says to protect the partially completed open cabins from weather during the 10-mile truck ride from Dearborn to Brighton, reusable fiberglass transit caps were employed. So they got part of it right. They're saying that Ford built it and then cut the top off. Okay, here's the second article that has some things. I know you won't be able to read. I will read it. It says, with the exception of the convertible top, all Mustang convertibles were produced in-house at Dearborn plant. That's right, too. This was done so that Ford could keep tight control on quality. Convertibles started life as a notchback coupe. Then that were sent to a small area of the plant where they were converted. Workers, look at this, workers cut off the roof and reinforced the A-pillars. And them and the DIY webpage have the exact same thing about it. And we'll go back to the car right now, and let's see what really happened. Alright, so I just read you the two articles on the internet that said this top was cut off of this car. This car was originally a coupe. Guess what? Exactly what I thought. Ford was not dumb enough to print a whole bunch and stamp a whole bunch of metal and have it welded onto that car just to have it pop back off, cut back off. As you can see, this thing is dry rotted and it's dirty. It's never been taken off. See, this top goes over down, all the way down, back up, and then back up this way. If it was a cut top, if this top had been cut off of this car, and I'm not going to pull this all the way out, but you can see what I'm talking about. See right here? Every bit of this is factory planned, factory made. I don't think on the coupes there is a piece of sheet metal that comes across this car and they tack welded and then did their stuff there. This car was made after 83. Sometime in 83, Ford was smart enough. They figured it out. That was the first year of the convertibles that they brought them back. First year for the Foxbodies. But after Ford did that, as you can see, they rolled that top down, flipped this lip up, and they were prepared for that. And I'm going to guarantee you, I have seen one of these taken apart. Back here is going to be almost the exact same way. So, there's the answer. A lot of people argue and swear to it that these things were all coupes. There's no cut marks, no grind marks. That is all factory painted before it ever got started putting the car together. This was not cut and then repainted later. This was all put in there. So that answers the question. I just learned something. I always had a suspicion. I know Ford is not crazy enough to build and do all the stuff it would take to make a coupe whenever they didn't have to. I mean, they literally build these cars to save dollars upon pennies sometimes. You know, can we get this piece for 20 cents more from here? Because when you're building a million cars, 20 cents on every car, that's a lot of money, you know, 200 grand. So yeah, their bottom line was, we're going to save money. So this car was never a coupe. The 86 was not. I think 83, I was been chatting with a few guys. I've been trying to find people out of Detroit that worked in the factory. But if you know somebody, get in contact with me. I'd love to do more. I can update this here video, whatever the case may be. And it don't matter. This does not change the price of rice in China. This don't change anything in the world. But for the people who trivia and all that, you know, you always see them arguing, yes, it was a coupe. Yes, it was. I know it was. I got proof. Well, here's the proof that it was not. So there we go. The convertible was a convertible from the factory. It was kicked over to another line. They didn't take the time to do all that stuff. I mean, you can tell by all that, that was not a welded in piece. That piece is part of that car. So, if you can prove me wrong, prove me wrong. I like to see pictures, because I heard somebody had an 85 and they said they followed it from start to finish, and they said no, it never had a top on it. It actually had a temporary top put on it, just long enough to get it through the weather, get it down to Brighton, to have Cars and Concepts do all the stuff, bring it back, Ford inspected, and off they went to the dealership. So there's the answer, guys. Appreciate everybody for watching this. God bless you all. Peace.